Yeah.
There are a lot of tools today that can help you gauge the market interest, right? Which like we can maybe post on Reddit or something and we can still get some amount of, let's say, decent opinion of what people may like or may not like. But when you were starting this, how did you gauge what people wanted? How did you know that, okay, if you do this, there will be consumers at the end? Did you do some sort of, like you just like go to the quad and talk to people, or like how did you know what people wanted?
Yeah, great question. Obviously, we're paying attention to pop culture. We're paying attention to our classmates' dialogue. Like, I know if class started at 4, I would always kind of show up early. But that's just out of habit, not doing market research. But those conversations before and after class, you learn a lot. I mean, it's what people did recently.
Right.
Again, social media was not as prevalent. It
Exactly.
certainly existed, but it's not, I mean, TikTok didn't. So in paying attention, the model I think the product was people. I don't know if I looked at the product, it wasn't about the bottle of water and how we're going to shape and sell the water.
Right.
Product was, okay, our consumers, what can we sell them? How can we elevate their experience? And how can we get in front of them and talk to them about something? And through that, we're going to get data. I think the college experience is, this can't be a t-shirt, and I don't think I will excite other colleagues that are educators, but perhaps I might not rank academics as the number one or primary purpose of college. Mm-hmm. It's definitely up there. And maybe it's tied for first. But it's really discovering yourself. And discovering yourself if yourself is a variable and if that variable is unknown, it has to be through dialogue. It has to be through trying, you might have an idea of someone you want to date and then go on the date and realize, I didn't like that person at all. But you did it because that's what you thought you liked. You might try a cuisine or not try a cuisine thinking you wouldn't like it.
Right.
And try. So that's sort of experiential. It's an obvious statement, but I don't think it's at the forefront of students' minds as much as it should be. Because you should really be pushing yourself, if not to go through the rudimentary process of socializing, but really improving yourself. It's betterment of yourself because you're sharpening your skills. You're converting your skills into assets by understanding, okay, I understand this really well, and I am expending considerable resources, namely time, in improving this. And that's got to start in college. I think our dreams, or at least mine, but I imagine a lot of people's dreams are way beyond their capacities. We dream big. And could I have achieved any one of those dreams? Maybe the dream of starting a company or the dream of growing a company. Could I have achieved that on my own? Well, I already admitted I'm not intelligent enough to create a new product into the stream, and I certainly have described scenarios in which I didn't do it on my own. So if we're dreaming beyond our capacities, what we're really, in order to achieve that success, we need others. But the cool thing about that is others need us. We are, particularly on the college campus and measuring the student experience, we want to be social. And we want to learn, yes, but I think we kind of want to fail too a little bit. It hurts at first, it stings. Hopefully it's not permanent, but it's it's such a valuable lesson in developing to where when it does come time to count, which by the way isn't senior year or your first year out. This idea of placing so much pressure on, I've lived a few years, now I have to make sure that those few years account for the next decades. It's silly. But certainly when the time does come, we were prepared through experience. So,
yeah, a lot of the learning has to happen through dialogue, and that's the only perhaps the only actual learning is what you learn when you talk to the students, not necessarily to the professor lecturing you. But I do want to come back to this idea because there's a lot of interesting things I want to ask, but.